Alright guys, it's pre-market. I'm just watching a few things. We had two stocks, BSFC, that had a massive move, gapping up 165%. That's the most momentum we have seen so by far in the last couple of days. But I'm not interested in it. Watching this one have a bottom bounce here. So it wouldn't let me. What I'm gonna do is hit a little decent move, 495 to 490. That's a big seller. I'm watching this seller getting ate up here. I would have thought that. Oh shit. Your buying power overnight, it would be considered overnight. It's 1,500 shares. So that means 100% of my own, man. You're getting some decent momentum off this. Put my leading gap up here. It's at a level that I really don't care for right now. So, but for the breakup to have that, I don't care for that. As V FD. No. Quick bumps. 605. This one is such a tricky stock because it already hit this massive move. I can't even tell you the news out on it. So how the candle is for the break of 640, but it's right by the moving average. It hit a 27 bounce of $6. The low of that candle is 594. It's consolidating and it's like this board matrix. So you want to see the break of the low of this candle or the break of the high for a breakout point. Now, So I'm not, you know. So that's the only thing here. That's the key. The breakout point, which is 540. However, that's going into the $0.50. The only danger here is as 655 is the 200-day moving average. The first daily candle to make a new high is above $1.97, which is you got three-way confirmation. So a psychological entry of this pre-market would be a 6,594 for retest a 606. If it doesn't break 540, and if it does break 540, you want to watch it and see if it breaks 560. If you get above 560, then you have the potential of going to $7. So it's 630 by 632. So it's definitely getting, that's 540. So that's a break of 540. Now would it break moving average 555? So you want to put order of 560. It broke 560. So that's there you go. Watch your first pullback. That's going to be the entry point. Okay, this thing is jumping all the way around. So now, like I said, it's giving you a psychological entry point. If it hit that type of reverse, this is a dip. Trade at 530 or 630. But like I said, that's, to me, that's way extended. So I ain't no danger there. This is tricky, but there's definitely money to be made here. We need proper setups. Double point, we got a new high. 594 was the range. It broke out of that range. So now let's see what takes place here. 520 is starting to push back here. Right, because it made it too high, but I don't even think that it might hit 592. This thing hit high. This thing already, went to $26, $30 a share. This is the back end of the move. It's gapping up 260%. That's allowed to pull down. Let's see what it does. Right now, this point of consolidation. Set an order at the $half, which I don't like. You're seeing so much momentum from this. Seeing if we're gonna get the retest as it started to bounce back. Right now it's ranging out though, so I'm watching the 1 minute form. Double topping at that level, so we're gonna leave that. But the new high is 670. Yeah, it's been very slow for the last 2 days. This is the strong. That's why I pulled it up, guys. This is the strongest stock we have seen in the last 2 days, gapping up 228 cents. It had a move from $3 all the way in. Look like I want to go. I'm watching the time and sales. Definitely seeing some green. I don't like $half setups particularly. See, not enough. It's not enough confirmation. See that burst of green there? That's what we want to see. Solid momentum, but it's popping up and popping back down. So those blimps is also a risk factor, even if it's just about 120 shares. Okay, so there you go. You see some green now. $1,900 shot at 41. Moving average is at 53. 20 moving average is at 11. I got it set at 675, so I can fall right into the trade. See that green there? I have no idea what they're talking about, guys. Watching this fade down. Binance taking a position there. Hold on, wait. They got me filled at 598. It's a little bad feel from what it feel, but watching for the break. Putting the order at 610. See if we get the break back through 6. I'm in at 598, 596 by 591. Watching the break back through 6. Order at 610. Alright, so that's 610 right there. I'm out $14 in profit. Nice little scout trade, guys, but it was a bad feel. It was a bad feel because, as you can see, when it filled me, it said 598. The market's at 586. If they would have filled me when I pressed the buy button, I would have got in. My average price would have been 586, and I would have got a strike of 610. That would have been a 24-cent move on 120 shares. But they didn't. For some reason, I got filled at 598 for the break of 6, and it filled me 12 cents lower, so that knocked off the profit target. Now I did 598. I did get a 12-cent move, but it should have been a 24-cent profit. So we got the one. We got us a nice trade off of it in pre-market. I'm going to pause the video. I'm not going to reset it. So far we sit up on the morning 1440. I'm not going to over push it there. This was a tricky one because it hit a move. I didn't take it, of course. It hit a move. It started at $4.02, guys. It hit a move all the way up to $26.38 a share. From $1.97, I apologize, to $26. That's over a 10,000 return on your investment. That is astronomical. To see it do what it did. Now, of course, I didn't take that trade. I mean, I was up, but there's no way I'm looking at the stock market at 3 o'clock in the morning trying to get an opportunity. It's only rare people caught that move, and whoever caught it, you know, that was a nice entry, and nice position by their part. So other than that, guys, that was the one opportunity. It looked good. At first, I was kind of concerned about it because it had that, you know, it had that focus, but it had that move, and then it had that massive drop. So I was kind of concerned on it. I had it on the second watch. Actually, I had S is no longer in play now. I had SVFD on watch, and I thought that this one was going to be, as it's going to break $5. It's a 5 cent spread right now. I thought this one was going to be the one that I take an opportunity on, but this one was just gapping up 200%. It was just massive, and it doesn't have a catalyst. Of course, it's pre-market trading right now, so it wouldn't have a catalyst to 9 o'clock. It's 8:25, but it had some great technical setups on it, and that one, I figured if I can get in, it should have filled me at 86, but it filled me at 98, 12 cents below my strike, my ideal, and we got the 12 cent profit, but it should have been a 24 cent winner. As you can see, it's going to break 6 again. However, I won't re-enter the position. You know, one trade a day is a small account way, but it was kind of slow. You see, it's not, you know, for the last 2 days, we definitely have a stock that give us that was gapping up 211%. So to see that this morning was like, okay, this have some potential. So we'll be back on. I'm going to pause the video. I'm not going to restart it. We'll be back on to see if anything else transpired. Maybe when we have margin. Because it was pre-market trading, I went below it, and that's okay. Give me a little cushion on the day. And if that's the only opportunity of the day, that's fine. That's totally fine. The idea is to make a little more money, sit down, than you came in with. So that is totally fine. Alright guys, I'll see you later on. I'm going to pause the video. Broadcast starts in 30 minutes. Alright guys, it's now 9 a.m. I decided to come back on. It's actually 9:02. I'm coming back on to talk about the recent events that's happening in our leading gappers today. BFSC is our leading gapper, but it's a lot of precarious things that's happening. Let me bring over the scan so you may see this. And sorry guys, I got multiple monitors, so it's kind of confusing. Alright, so it is our leading gapper. It's gapping up. It's priced at $5.11 now. It's gapping up 168.9%. It have a float of 9 million. And it have a volume of 9 million as well. So ideal. Second down, no, 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 no. Right now, SVFD, which is be the second leading gapper, and then everything else is just down there. So what I'm going to do is, I did take an opportunity on it, but I want to talk about just for a moment of what we've seen so far. I've been watching it this morning. Right now, it's been ranging out. We have a pre-market, we have a daily high of $7.96. I didn't see an identifying trend line, so I didn't draw one. I just had the high and the pivot point. Definitely, we had a 4 confirmation at the $7.96 level, so that was a key point. And then we faded down for the rest of the month. Excuse my voice, I'm a slur. Feeling getting a little better off the cold, guys. Alright, so this is what I seen this morning. To start off, guys, this had a move from $1.97 all the way up to $26.38 this morning. This was this morning. The move started at 3:30 this morning. Micro pullback and then just parabolic to $26.38. I mean, that's just insane. From $1.97 up to $26.36 to $26.38. So once I seen that, I'm like, okay. I watched it on the back end. It consolidated a little bit, and we got in. It kind of fell below the $0.5. Our entry point. We took a trade on this. Our entry point. We set it at $5.98. But what happened is, and when I upload the video, it kind of froze on me, and then we got filled at. Our entry point was supposed to be $5.98, but when it froze, it filled us at it opened. We seen that it was at $5.86, so it was like okay, but they put us in at $5.98. We got a profit target from $5.98, and our exit was $6.10. So we got a 12-cent move on, I think it was 120 shares. The reality is, I did some research on the company. It's it's a food industry company. But it's just these exotic moves. So going into the opening, we're not trading it. We seen that beautiful technical setup that Michael pulled back after we had such an extreme move. On the backside is where it counts. We got that entry, and that was pretty much it. Right now, with a move like this, with momentum to the downside like this, and a huge drop like that, and then the fact that it keep popping and dropping, it can do the same thing at the open. So the risk factor becomes a lot higher. And you don't really see a clean technical setup. Now, the beautiful thing about the 1 minute, as you can see, is you have this nice gap. So what I mean is, you have the 20-day is above the 9, it's above the 20, and then you have this gap between the 20 to the 200. So you have potential to get back to that level. So it's at 532. You have this nice gap. This is about a 60 to 80 cent gap before it get to 615, which is 200 moving average, and that's when you're definitely going to see resistance on this. So other than that, we got the 12-cent move on it, and then that was pretty much that. Definitely watching it. It started to move back up, so it started. You see, it's starting to fill up that gap. Definitely watching this into the opening. Definitely see if we see any opportunities after the bell ring. But it's been definitely tricky to trade because you've been having these nice moves up and then just ripping down. And this huge move, I don't know what took place this morning, but from $1.97 all the way up to $26 with no news. And the headline that was yesterday, it wasn't really strong enough to predict a move like that. I mean, the headline was that it outpacked other customers' supplies. So, outplace other customer supplies. So, it wasn't really staples. It wasn't really strong enough to make such an exotic move from $1.97 up to $26. That's number one. Number two is, with no headline, it's 9:09 and it's currently no news out on yet. That holds another risk factor. Our second leading gapper today, as you can see, look at this. These are the type of moves that we're speaking of. Where we just at 505, 532. Now it's moving back up. Second leading gapper, guys, that we was watching, just a second choice was SVFD. And this one, guys, it looked a little better from a daily standpoint. It did have a high former runner to $30.23. It had a move, but not too parabolic as the first one, from $5, $4.50 up to $6.49. But on this one, it just didn't provide a great technical setup. And it's only gapping up 25% right now. So the first thing you ask yourself is what's going to be obvious. Today, what's going to be obvious is BFSC, because we haven't had a move like that in the last 2 days. Today is Wild Card Friday, and the last 2 days has been pretty slow. Yesterday was a no trade. The day before was a no trade. It's been pretty slow. And today we have a stock that's gapping up 203%. Definitely a lot of people have some creative ideas on this one. But the only risk factor is, to me, that it have no news. So I wonder why it's gapping up so much. So that's, to me, that's the risk factor of the trading it. You have to be careful because it don't have no news and go to a T12 halt. Other than that, if you have, a great technical setup, if you see a great technical setup, yeah, go for a scalp trade, but like kind of minimize the risk though, because from $1.97 to $26, then back down to $5.97, kind of precarious. Right now, as you can see, it's actually performing a technical setup. It's finna break that's the entry. Only we had one trade, one entry on the stock. Watching it as it's starting to move towards and break towards $6 to see if you can get it back above $6. That would be a great psychological entry on it for the break of $6, the whole dollar set up. The high on it, guys, was $6.70. You got 15 minutes before the bell, so we're sitting on $14.40 right now. We're watching this to see if it's going to penetrate 6. Then you might have a move to 610, 615. But once again, even though it's gapping up 205%, it still don't have a catalyst. So you definitely don't want to be holding an asset like this going into the bell. Look at that move. That bottom reversal off the 9 MMA. Just pushing, 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 pushing. Watching. See if you're going to holding. See if we're going to say we got past. put a working order to sell at 610. Giving it a few minutes, guys. Watching the retext of 6, 589 by 588. Watching the retest of 6 here. This micro pullback is bouncing off the 9 MMA. So seeing if we're going to get the retest of 6. Big seller. Seeing that big seller getting balled up. Watching that big seller getting balled up. You should see a media pop. Now we should see a retest of $6. I got an order at 610. I'm filled at 6. So now I want to see if we're going to get back to 590 because I might have to cut the position because we hit that big seller. Just letting this work, guys. 6 will be the critical point. I'm sitting at 6, 120 shares. We have 584 by 580. I have a cushion on it of $14. So that's why I'm going a little, giving a little room, a little wiggle room on it. $6.90. So now we're gonna get the retext of 6, 590 by 591. I'm gonna set a sale order at 615. So out at 615. Took some time, guys. Took some time, but we did get that retest. I didn't expect it to pull it back to 580. The low was 577 on that position, but that's it. Definitely don't want to be holding it into the bill. We got a 15-cent move from 6. It kind of dipped. We would have hit a 25-cent move if we execute more discipline. It's continuing a little bit without us, but that's okay. From 6 to 615, we got a 15-cent move, so we got a 25% profit target on this industry here. Now it's at 630. That's totally fine. Don't want to be holding this going into the bill. So we had a low of 580 to a high. The high of day, pre-market high of day was 670. 635 by 640. So in 6 minutes, of course, it's going to open up below 5. We have margin on it. 5 minutes before the bell, guys. A 10,000 seller at 620 ain't gonna probably do him much justice when the bell ring. But with no catalyst, probably right on the head with this one, guys. $30 for the bell. Alright, so that's the bell, guys. Watching to see what take place with this. Look at that flash. Oh no, that was nasty flash, guys. It started redeeming itself, but that flash was nasty. I got out $65 winner. Just watching out, guys. I currently hold no positions. Today I had 3 entries. Um, right now I'm just watching the action, watching the momentum. Don't like what I'm seeing now. It's kind of fading below the 200 on the 1 minute. It's pushing back rally. As you can see, it's holding the whole dollar pretty well. It's bouncing off the 6 up to 619, 626. The high, it made a new high of $6.82. New high. Let's see if we got a halt level. I don't see one. BON just halted. Not really worth it though because it halted at 392, but it's below margin. Radical moves. Now look, 589. Finna retest to $6, the whole dollar. Be very, very, for those who are trading it, be very, very careful on it. It's too many precarious moves on it. It's just popping up. You see the faded to 589, and I said it was going to retest the whole dollar. Move back up to 612. Just yikes. BON when parabolic is up. It halted at 392. The halt's at 334, so it's going to resume at 339 by 42, guys. The problem with BON is that number one, the volume is light. That's number one. Number two is we can't even take margin on it, so we have light volume, light float. Typical when, I mean, it's the first stock that halts. You're going to see that. That's typical. Yeah, you think like, well, that entry at $6 when you said it was going to break would have been really nice. But realistically, it wouldn't, because it's been flashing down to 580, flashing back up. So I could have got in for the break of 6, could have flashed to 540. Just this time it's been holding the half dollar, the whole dollar pretty nice though. Sure and discipline. No, one trade a day is the small account way, but on this particular indice we had some nice opportunities. We setting up $72 on a day. And if you do continue to look for opportunities, you want high probability trades. High probability. High probability. You don't want to get in for something that's going to give you, this open pretty nice. SV, oh that's SV. BON didn't open yet. It's finna get ready to open. Let me switch it to it at the bottom here. It's showing 405. So it's showing 410 here. Of course, you can't do 630 shares, so it's below margin requirement. $42. $415. 34, 39 by 42. It didn't even resume. definitely didn't resume, guys. Here, um, yeah. Excuse my language, guys. Excuse me. All right. So watching this on the opener, not particularly interested in it though. Light volume. I don't even know I have it adjusted to 410. Actually, we were just watching. We're not taking it. We're just watching here, seeing what's going on. We still got an eye. I switched it because it's dead right now, but I've still got an eye on what's happening. Okay, we got something that looks a little bit more interesting. I'm gonna put it at the bottom here. I'm gonna leave that one at the bottom. I'm actually gonna put this one at the top because this was one of our leading gappers, which is SVFD. It halted. It just halted, and this one, I don't know. See, the catch is it's very tricky because I don't know when the bell rung. Did it open above $5? Because according to CME, if it didn't open above $5, you won't have margin on it. So, so it won't be necessarily worth it if you open up above $5. And there's only one way to see that. So what you'll do is you'll put an order at 6, and let's see if we can get your margin is please find your. So I don't think we have. It didn't open above. So a 6. It said 579. So we won't have margin on this. So realistically, it's not worth it. So the max that you can get, is like 100 or 200 shares. I think we racked up some commission, about $23 a commission. So like realistically, it's not worth it because we can't. Yeah, because it didn't open above $5, we can't It's not marginable. So in this event, guys, taking 100 shares, it opened up at 6, taking 100 shares on it. So you can get 130 shares on it. I didn't take it because of the drop. So look at that drop. Very good this one. To follow my procedure. All right, guys. Without further ado, that's enough. It is currently 9:48. 11. I'm not gonna overstay my welcome. No, one trade a day is a small account way. However, we was able to catch 3 opportunities, and we only traded 1 stock. So we had 3 opportunities with 100% accuracy. So that's pretty cool. We made $72.40 today, minus commission, and so we made money today. So no need to push it there. So Wild Card Friday, BSFC was the leading gapper, and we was able to capitalize pre-market, and we was able to capitalize after the bell rung. I'll be back in the market first thing Monday morning. This is Trading Aboard out. Trade safe.